We are slowly breaking it down. I have one broken exhaust bolt. That one's broken.
Yes, only one.
No, there's two. Back ones.
Only two.
Out there.
That's where it's broken. So we're just gonna weld a little nib onto it, and then we can back it right out. There you go. Now that wasn't so bad. That's pretty easy today. Did a little welding, did a little repair to pull those broken screws out. Now we're putting the belts on. We'll put some oil in it, put some water in it, maybe put some gas in it. I don't know if it has fuel or not, but we'll find out shortly.
Make any of that clattering noise.
Yep.
And now it is. And I don't know what.
Just after the second or third start, so.
That's that valve that we just heard.
Let's see. There was.
Holy shit. That head is fucked up now. That's a bolt.
Holy cow.
Oh, look. It's right there.
Yeah.
Flared. Ruh-roh.
Okay.
I'm fixing that.
Well. Let this be a cautionary tale to you, boys and girls.
Well, crap.
Careful when you take that intake manifold off. Don't drop stuff over in that cylinder. That's bad news.
This is the new victim for the Phoenix. Came out of an 03 Suburban. It is a flex fuel 5.3. It is greasy as can be, but that just means it had oil in it when it was running, right? I've already cranked it up. It runs at about 50 pounds of oil pressure at idle. Runs really smooth, so let's check it out. I think that'll work.
This is the motor for the Phoenix. It did really well on the engine stand. It sounded great, and was making about 55 pounds of oil pressure at idle. And if you take a look at this cam retaining plate, there is no material left on there, so I'm very surprised it was making that kind of oil pressure. Bearings look good, not too bad, not great, but not too bad. Here is a rod cap. That one looks really good. The crank itself looks really good. Everything is nice and shiny. We got some carbon buildup and things like that on the top of the pistons, but that's no big deal. I'm not so worried about that. What does worry me is that copper that is showing right there on those cam bearings. So I know Matt Happel, he would have never looked at it, so he would have just sent it. But this is going in 82, and I really want it to be reliable. We are going to be driving this thing, hopefully all over the United States, and I really want it to kind of be bulletproof. Most folks can go to the yard, pull a motor, throw it in something, boost it to the moon, and just have great luck. I'm not that guy, so I am going to go ahead and take this down. I did order some new lifters. Most of the lifters look pretty good, but there is just one, I think it's that one right there, that looks a little chewed up. The cam itself, well, it looks like it's a 1,000,000-mile cam, so that bearing didn't, or that journal doesn't look great, but again, I'm replacing the cam bearings. Got a sloppy stage 2 cam that is going to go in it. So again, I'll have new lifters. I've got a whole Brian Tooley gasket set so that I can replace all the gaskets. It was nothing catastrophic in the pan. Everything looked fine there. All the push rods were straight. All the rockers looked fine. You know, again, it's just kind of old and crusty. There's even some crosshatching in the cylinders. The cylinder walls look just fine. I don't have any issues with any of that. So I got these heads cleaned up quite a bit. Took the valves out and cleaned them with a Scotch-Brite pad and some brake clean. Got as much of the carbon buildup and things like that off of them as I could. So they're looking pretty good. Kind of razor blade. After I power washed the heads, used degreaser on them, let them sit for a while. Brought them back in and kind of razor bladed everything off of them that I could get. There's still some on there, but cleaned them up pretty good. I'm going to go pick up some valve seals today and replace all of those. I'm working on taking out the cam bearings. I've already taken out the back one. It popped out pretty easy. I've got the tool set up for that second journal from the back. About to hammer that out and see what happens. Nothing like taking a sledgehammer to a motor. Loose. See, it came off on the end there. And here's the first one that I removed. It's off the very back. Of course, it's showing some copper. Anyway, good afternoon. Tomorrow is Father's Day. My brother, who happens to be a father, came in today, and we're going to go see our father in a few hours. We have a blown apart motor. Any questions?
When do I get to hit it with a hammer?
Any minute now. So we're going to get set up so that Mike can beat out a cam bearing. We will be right back.
Been wanting to use this all day long.
No, not that one, sir.
A bigger one?
A bigger one. Where's my hammer? Mike's set up. We're gonna watch this bearing come out anytime you're ready. Here it comes. Keep going. That's it. Ta-da! You learned a new skill today.
Ta-da!
So did I.
I can do it.
I watched at least 5 YouTube videos, so of course I'm a genius. I'm an expert.
Featured motor.
And then it's lined up. Alright, I've got the cam bearings in there, and we are going to try out this left stage 2 cam, see how it did on the cam bearings. See if I have to buy some more and start over. That's not fixed. That's not working. fourth journal, something wrong with it. It ain't gonna work. So, all right, take two. We're gonna try this again. I had cam bearings installed by a professional, and he didn't have any trouble. So I've got it back now. I've got it blown off and cleaned. I'm about to put the new main bearings in, and I've got the main caps over here, and I'll be putting those on. I've got the torque sequence over there on that computer so that I know what I'm doing. And yeah, well, knowing what I'm doing is is relative and probably somewhat subjective, but I'm going to give it a try, and we're going to try and get this motor together today. So it's my vacation. I want my car to run. We're going to make this happen, Captain. Good morning. It is Saturday morning. I keep needing one more thing. I need one more thing. I think I've got all my one more things. Alright, first pass on the inner bolts and the outer bolts for that matter. The studs are all 15 pounds. And then on the inners, you have to go an additional 80 degrees. So for your second pass, I've got my handy dandy degree wheel finder on my phone. This is kind of a tricky proposition, but it's done. I'm going to hit reset so that I'm at 0. And I'm going to pull it all the way around 80 degrees. 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 80. Same thing here. Reset. 0. 5, 6, 7, make it 8. That's how I'm trying to get it done. Ta-da! I've got about half the pistons in, and that is going well. Just wanted to show you how I do that process. I've got this one all ready to go in. Washed it down with brake cleaner. I know it's not spotless, but it's better. And I've got the rings, the gap in the rings at 180 degrees from one another. Got new bearings in it on both ends, of course, of the rod, and I've got Loctite on those bolts. So I've got this handy dandy ring compressor from Summit, and it works nicely. It's thicker on the bottom than it is in the top, so it's tapered and helps you pop these things in here pretty easily. Let's see if I can do all this one-handed so everyone can see. The dot on the top of the piston always goes towards the front. Pops in, slides down a little. Down. Top, down. We're here for the rod cap. Again, I already have Loctite installed on the bolts. Set you right there. Out. There are little marks on the sides of the rod caps right where they snapped them, and that helps you make sure that you have on the right way. So be very careful. So they go together against the whole line. Douglas. It's not going to certainly hold it where it needs to be, but it will keep it tight. And then, just going to see. We're doing good. So next step is to torque all of those bolts to the proper torque spec. Okay with that. It is time to install the cam. This is a sloppy stage 2. This whole thing is pretty much a don't BS me build. Cam bearings are new. I have my buddy Dave over at his machine shop, Wolf Machine in Austin. Installed those for me. Get some water pump bolts to use as a handle. I'm going to try to be very careful so that I do not mess up my nice new cam bearings that my buddy Dave installed for me. Alright, let's see what we can do. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. And I got a new cam retainer plate for it. The other one didn't barely catch my nail on that gasket. I want good oil pressure, so also have a new timing chain. Of course, comes with the cam sprocket. I'm not going to change out the crank sprocket because I'm lazy. I don't want it. Tweaking the footprints. Alright. That looks like about dead center. More Loctite. Used to having a mark like that one. This one has a little U stamped into it in the same place. I am told it is not called hoarding if it is organized, so I think I may be guilty of hoarding. I've got 4 transmissions, 2 engines, 3 intake manifolds. One is buried over there, you can't see it. Yeah. Luckily, this transmission and engine, as soon as my torque converter arrives, is going to be bolted together and go into the Phoenix, as is that rear end. So that's going to take 3 big chunks out of my garage, and that'll be lovely. This one goes into the Ombre, a 4L80. That is the 4L60 that I just took out of the Phoenix. It's only got about 100 miles on it on a rebuild. So that 4L60 is going to go to the Dark Knight. That is the motor that I've just pulled out of the Phoenix, and I am going to redo bearings and whatever, go through that, put it back together to go into the Ombre. That is the intake manifold that came on that motor, but it is not the intake manifold that's going back on it, because that one is already has my decapped injectors as well as the Holly harness. So anyway, yeah, I've got parts everywhere, but all of this is going together and into the car, so look out.